The behaviors you don't like from others are revealing something deep within you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind Engineer. Here, Tommy Walker sharing insight and tools to help you understand more how the mind works and how to be able to start making changes. So thank you for being here. If you're watching live, just let me know underneath in the comments, #live. If you're watching replay, #replay. I would like to hear from you. If you're there, thank you as usual. So what is normally going on when something bothers me from somebody else? Somebody is behaving in a way that I don't like. Normally, that is revealing something that is going on deep within you. And the idea with this is not to blame yourself, not to attack yourself. It's just to understand yourself, because normally it's revealing something that needs to be healed, something that needs to be addressed. So imagine that it bothers me that somebody is really stubborn. Instead of seeing that as a problem, I could ask myself, where am I being stubborn? Because many times, whenever somebody is behaving in a way that bothers me, makes me uncomfortable, it's revealing something that needs my attention. Whether it is I need to work on it because I still have it, or whether it is something that was done to me growing up and it hurts a lot. So each time somebody does it, it triggers me. So whenever we get triggered, it's revealing something that needs to be worked on you. That doesn't mean that the other person might not be behaving correctly. That doesn't mean that the other person, you can set boundaries, you can do many things, don't get me wrong. But what a lot of people do whenever they encounter people that they don't like, quote unquote, they walk away. So suddenly a lot of people start finding themselves, and I work with a lot of people that start feeling lonely, because, I don't like this person over there, I don't like that person over there, so I don't see my friends, I don't see my family, suddenly they don't see anyone, right? And that is a way to go, don't get me wrong. But the truth is, many times we're just isolating because we are not dealing with our own pain. Because if somebody says something that bothers me, it's going to bother me to the degree that I already believe in it. If somebody laughs at my hair and says, "Oh, Tommy, you have blue hair," or "you're bald," it's not going to affect me because it's not true. But if somebody says something that you are self-conscious, something that you've been carrying for a long time, maybe you have some issue with your nose, with your mouth, with your eyebrows, with your hair, with your anything, if somebody says something about that, it's going to affect you. Why? Because it's something that is bothering you already. So when people do things or say things that bother you, take that as an opportunity to, yes, set boundaries. If you want to walk away, walk away. You can do whatever you want. But first of all, try to see what is being brought to your attention. What I believe, and I say this all the time, that we're spiritual beings living a human experience. So we're spiritual beings living a human experience. If somebody does or says something that bothers me, it's an opportunity to see, okay, what can I do about this? Why is this bothering me? Why is this hurting? Where am I hurting myself? Because maybe I am hurting myself. It's not the other person. Maybe the other person is just saying something that I am aware of. I have unresolved issues around it. So we got to be very careful, because it's so easy to move away from people and then sort of be by ourselves. And we miss the opportunity to learn from whatever situation we're going through. Remember again, everything that is happening to us could be reflecting something that needs our attention, some unresolved issue that needs to be addressed. So whether it is somebody is being mean to you, okay, how does that make you feel about yourself? How do I feel? Why do I feel this? And how does that make me feel about myself? With those three basic initial questions, you can start understanding what's going on within you. What is bothering you? What needs to be worked on your side? Yes, the other person, you might need to talk to them. You might need to walk away from them. Don't get me wrong. You can do that. But a lot of people, it's like imagine my kid is going to sit for an exam and he stands up and walks away. he misses the opportunity to learn. So most of the times we're walking away from opportunities. And then people come to me and say, Tommy, I don't know why. I change jobs, I fall into the same group of people. I change relationships and I fall into the same relationship. I meet new people and it's like I'm meeting my past friends all over again. So maybe the universe is sending you those people your way because there's something much deeper. It's revealing something deep within you that needs your attention. If we're spiritual beings living a human experience, then we understand that whatever is happening to us, there's a reason for it. We're not victim of our lives. We are co-creators with God in this life of ours. So whatever is happening to us could be a message from God, universe, whatever you want to call it, spirit, to work on something that needs your attention. So whenever this is something my spiritual spiritual teacher taught me, and I loved it. Whenever you're pointing a finger out, one finger out, there's three fingers pointing back at me. One up, doesn't matter. One outside, Tommy is stubborn. Tommy is, so untidy, so disrespectful, so whatever. Whenever something is bothering you on the outside, look at these three fingers pointing back at me. So I'm actually talking about me. So where am I being disrespectful? Where am I being stubborn? Where am I being mean? Where am I, whatever, fill in the blanks with whatever other people are doing or saying, and it's bothering you, start using that to become the creator in your life and stop being the victim. I'm not saying it's easy, don't get me wrong, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself. Start becoming conscious of what is going on deep down and becoming powerful again, the co-creator in your life with God, universe, however you want to call it. It's in the Bible. John 14:12, we're meant to do what Jesus did and much more. In Buddha will teach us that we're meant to become the Buddha. Hinduism, we're meant to become our greater version. So if you look at most religions around the world, spirituality, they are all teaching us that we're meant for greatness. So then what is holding us back? What is holding us back? Our mind. Nothing else is holding us back from becoming the greater version of us that we're meant to be. And then the next question will be, okay, how do I do that? First of all, seeing how you're projecting on the outside. How am I feeling around this person? How am I feeling around this other person? How am I feeling around this person is doing this or is saying this about me? Whatever it is, how do I feel? Why do I feel this? And how does this make me feel about myself? So it makes me feel not good enough. It makes me feel not respected. It makes me feel inadequate. Okay, that's exactly something that you went through growing up and you're still carrying without even realizing. I work with people every single day, and it's amazing how most people are going to put the problem on the outside. I was working with a guy that he was blaming LinkedIn from being a horseshit. That's why he didn't want to put himself out there. But the truth is, deeper down, he was freaking scared of exposing himself. So as he felt uncomfortable on going on LinkedIn, instead of really going deeper to understanding why he felt uncomfortable, he blamed it on LinkedIn, saying it was horseshit. And it's not horseshit. He was just using that excuse to make sense why he felt uncomfortable about going out there and showing himself on LinkedIn. But he didn't feel he was at the level that he should be, and he didn't want others to see him the way he was seeing himself. So logically, he tried to explain that by saying LinkedIn is horseshit. And I hear this all the time. People trying to sell products, services, coaching is bullshit. Consulting is bullshit. This is bullshit. That is bullshit. Whatever business they're trying to start, they're going to try to blame anything else except themselves. They're going to try to say, oh, it has to do with the economy right now. The economy worldwide is really bad, or the economy in the US is really bad, or the economy in this country is really bad. That's why, this is not going to work now. And they keep trying to find excuses not to go deeper to understand what is the deeper thing I need to deal with? This guy finally realized that he didn't feel good enough. He felt inadequate, and he was blaming it on LinkedIn. We all have limited, negative, and false beliefs about ourselves and about the world. So if we don't start exploring the way we have been programmed since zero age, when you were conceived inside mom's womb, I'm up to 7 years old, you start creating a belief system. You start creating your identity. Yes, you start creating who you are from mom's womb up to 7 years old. It can extend a little bit more, but mostly in that time. And you're going to say, but Tommy, mom's womb, what does that have to do? If your mom didn't want you, if your dad didn't want you, if you're not expected, if your mom was going through very difficult times, if there was violence in the home, you could have started absorbing that. And there are more and more studies proven. If you want, you can read the book from Gabor Mate, the myth of being normal. He talks a lot about he talks a lot about different studies out there that prove this point, that we start absorbing things even inside of mom's womb, and that can affect us later on in our development. We start creating a belief system. So if our parents were not very loving, we could start thinking that, what did I do wrong for my parents not to be there for me? If I was too sensitive and they were telling me I was too sensitive, I could start telling myself that there's something wrong with me. I'm inadequate. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve. I'm, anything negative I could have started creating in my mind, and then I carry. I work with a lot of people that have limiting negative false beliefs around money, around love, around success, around failure. And suddenly they're not able to move in different areas of their life, and they're stuck, and they cannot understand why. Because of their belief system. What you believe is gonna decide your future. Your belief system is gonna decide the future for you. That's what Carl Jung would say, a very famous psychologist. If you don't make conscious what is in the subconscious, your belief system is going to run your life, and you're going to call it fate. Those people that always fall into negative relationship, well, that's what I'm destined to. People that struggle with, social anxiety, and I have worked with a lot of people with social anxiety, and they tell me that they're supposed to learn how to live with it. No, you're not supposed to learn how to live with it. You're supposed to learn how to work on loving and accepting the parts of you that are struggling, because it's through love that you dissolve the limiting negative and false beliefs, you dissolve those past experiences. And I have worked with tons of people that are able to stand in front of people in a stage, to be able to talk to people, speak up, ask for their needs. It is possible, but we need to do deep work. And that doesn't mean affirmations, just throwing positivity into your mind, because normally it doesn't work. It is much more profound, the deeper the work that we need to do to be able to start identifying the different limiting negative and false beliefs, the belief system that is not serving us anymore, and learn how to rewire it, to reprogram the mind, to be able to change the software you have to be able to create a better future. If you have a computer, Microsoft, running a Microsoft software, and it has Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows whatever, a very old version of Windows, it's going to be very limited what you can do with that computer. So you update the software to be able to have it do more of what you need it to do. This is the same thing. The mind is very similar to a computer. If your programs are outdated and you keep trying to do external changes to make inner changes, unfortunately, it's not going to work. You need to update the software running in the back of your head to be able to then start creating more the life that you desire. So if you want to know more, if this is resonating with you, I have put together a free training with more insight on how the mind works and more tools, free tools, to help you start working on rewiring your mind in a much more loving way. The mind doesn't rewire by throwing positivity into it. Lots of people have tried it, and most cannot make changes. So if you keep doing what you've been doing so far, you're going to get the same results over and over again. If you keep doing positivity, if you keep doing affirmations and it's not bringing any change, maybe it's time to try something different to allow you to bring that change that you're looking to have. So I hope that makes sense. Again, underneath, write the word free, and we'll show this free training that can really help you start understanding better how the mind works and how to start making changes. So I appreciate you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to know more